Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. In this video, I thought I'd just keep it real with you, and hopefully we can discuss some thought-provoking content. I want this message to get out to as many people as possible because I think it's something that is largely being overlooked, and I think it's something that not only as an investor, but as somebody who uses fiat money, so your currency wherever you are, you need to be thinking about this because a lot of people kind of sweep this under the rug. This issue that we're going to talk about, and think that the problem is too big to affect them. I'm here to tell you it affects everybody, and what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the fact that the U.S. government has essentially allowed the printing of 35% of all US dollars in existence that have been printed in the last 10 months and how this affects you. And I think that not enough people are talking about this. I don't care if this video gets thousands of views. What I do care about is that, the people who need to hear this, because a lot of people overlook this and, they think, oh, well, it's not going to affect me. It is affecting you. If you get paid in US dollars, in your wage, and your wage hasn't gone up to combat this inflation, then it is affecting you and you are getting poorer as a direct result of this. And there's a saying that springs to mind, and it's ignorance is bliss. Well, this, if you're ignorant for too long, it will start to affect you. And I think this is the catalyst that is coming. And there is no sign of it easing up. They printed 35%, and we got another stimulus bill coming out soon. And people at this point are just putting it into to crypto and other assets because they're understanding now that it doesn't hold you to hold cash. And that is really another thing that I want to talk to you about in this video. I want to talk to you about the fact that a large number of institutions, even institutions that have been largely against Bitcoin, like the Soros Fund, Wall Street, Grayscale, well, not Grayscale, they've never been really against it, but a large people are now coming to the sense that, Bitcoin is a viable thing to hold because if you look at it on an average, it's giving you around about 200% growth each year. And just the other day, you could have essentially bought Bitcoin at any point, and you'd have been in profit. And why would you hold cash? What these institutions are essentially thinking is, why are they holding cash when cash is just getting deflated away? And we are now seeing it getting deflated at a rapid result. And this affects your average person because if you, like I say, are getting paid in a wage and your wage hasn't gone up, you are getting poorer because there is more money in circulation. Thus, the actual buying power of that currency has decreased. So your wage is going less far. And for years, we've been seeing the sort of effects of inflation, in the price of clothing, in the price of food, etc., etc. But you are going to see it, in my opinion, at you're going to see it escalate very, very quickly. And most people don't even know it. Most people have no idea, that this is on the doorstep and is here. If there was 10 of us on a desert island and we all traded with, we all had $1 each and we all traded, essentially one of us would probably end up with more dollars than the other, whether that's because we work hard or we use trickery or whatever. Then let's say another $10 got added to that circulation, that little community, that ecosystem that the 10 of us has built up. The original dollars are then worth essentially half. And there are a lot of metrics that go into it when you're working out actual value. And we can get into a topic of what value actually is in another video. But I just wanted to put this on everyone's radar. I think a lot of people kind of are getting it now. But there's two kinds of people in this world. There's the haves and the have-nots. And the haves have a vested interest in making sure that the have-nots stay have-nots. And the haves have things like assets. They have real fungible and tangible, things that they can, that benefit from a dollar that. And it's not just the dollar, guys. The reason we're picking on the dollar is because, US essentially are the financial superpower of the world. So if it's happened to them, what do you think is happening to countries that are beneath them? And there are so many countries out there actually hold US dollars in terms of debt. So I don't want this to be too doom and gloom, but there is something greater at play here than cryptocurrencies, and cryptocurrencies are, in my opinion, going to be a beneficiary. Before all of this happened, I was looking at 2021 as a 2017 S bull run, or 2013 prior to that, because I follow the Bitcoin 4-year cycle theory. It's going to be a super bull run now, in my opinion. I don't really think you've seen anything. And that sounds crazy when we have Bitcoin at $60,000, but given the amount of institutions that are now looking to Bitcoin as a real alternative investment, regardless of the risk attached to it, this is a telltale sign that for what's to come, essentially, you are going to now see larger institutions. I think Apple actually will probably end up buying Bitcoin and holding it on their books, because why would they hold cash? Apple have a large volume of cash on their books. Why would they hold that when that's just getting devalued? Whereas you could put it into an asset. Michael Saylor calls it the apex of finance. This article here, this is just one of many, guys. I check the news on crypto every day, and it's constant. You are constantly getting news. Essentially, Morgan Stanley sees cryptocurrencies on a path to investable asset class. I've spoke to you guys on this channel for a long time about, it's the new asset class. It's an emerging asset, and the volatility is part of that. Here we are. Not only is it going to be the new asset class, I think it's going to be the asset class to go to. I think, considering the world's getting younger, a lot of youngsters are looking at this, and my little brother, I got him into crypto. I got him into it somewhat late because he just wouldn't listen to me, and he managed to accumulate Bitcoin at around about $7,000, which was somewhat late. And now he's into it and seeing the profits. His friends are into it, and you're seeing how this kind of network effect is really growing. And the real reason you're seeing stocks go up, you're seeing property go up, you're seeing crypto go up, is essentially, and commodities go up, is essentially directly because of the fact that they're devaluing the dollar. When you're looking at a chart, whether it's BTC USD or BTC GDP, what you're looking at is, how much of what your currency, what your fiat currency actually, what its value is in comparison with these assets. And it's just on it's a continual short, essentially, in the fact that it just continues to decrease. And I think Bitcoin I think the US dollar has lost like 99.997% of its value in comparison with Bitcoin. People are okay with that for whatever reason. They still want to take their wages in US dollar, and there's always that element of, it's risky and it's volatile. Well, I mean, how risky is it? I mean, you could have literally bought at any point the other day and you'd have been in profit, regardless of the volatility, if you had just held it. Whereas if you had held your dollar, one thing that would be certain for you is that it would be getting devalued. And there's lots of theories about the dollar milkshake theory and stuff like that, but the inevitability is, guys, that we're moving towards a new world, and cryptocurrencies are going to play a large part in that. And that's I don't care whether this video, like I say, gets thousands of views. What I do care about is that the people who need to hear about this, and they get to grips with it, because you are an unoptional participant in what is going on. And you are getting poorer directly as a result of this if you are not matching the rate of inflation. And even if you're matching it, you're staying the same. I own a small business. It's always something I take into account before this. I always try and make sure that I am increasing the business's profitability, because I understand that if you just stay the same, you're essentially getting poorer. You're actually losing. You're not breaking even. And this is something I want everyone to get their heads around. And I think there's a lot more printing of money and a lot more proliferation to come. Joe Biden's US $1.9 trillion stimulus won't be enough to reignite world economy on its own. There's a lot more stimulus to come. Mark my words, they're going to do a lot more printing. What do the US hold? They hold a lot of their own debt in dollars. Well, if they devalue that, then it kind of beneficiaries them, but it also, it is directly, opposing to normal people and damaging to normal people who receive their sort of wealth, that receive their wage in fiat currency. And what this essentially does is the haves and the have-nots. The haves all have assets, like I said, and the have-nots, for the most part, live month to month, and their wage is getting smaller and smaller in terms of buying power, and the richer people are just getting richer and richer because their assets are just on an infinite inflation cycle. You are the wrong side of a compound interest equation, and like I say, I don't care whether you think that the governments are evil or whatever. What we're here to deal with is facts. Your beliefs are your beliefs, and I'm thankful that you have them. But what we're here to deal with is facts, and the facts of the matter is they printed 35% of all dollars in existence in the last 10 months, and this is going to continue. It's probably higher than what this article was. This is an outdated article, so there's probably significantly more printing have took place since then. And you know, like I say, ignorance is bliss, and people want to bury their heads in the sand and not talk about this, but it's extremely important, and you need to be combating it. There's one reason I'm all in crypto, and that's because it pays me to be all in crypto. And I'm not talking about the channel. I'm talking about I am all in cryptocurrencies. My wealth is in crypto. Don't get me wrong, I do own a little bit of miscellaneous here and there in terms of investment. However, for the large part, it's in crypto, and that's because, like these institutions are now waking up and realizing, you know, it pays me more to hold that cryptocurrency as it appreciates than it does to hold the Great British Pound in my case, because it just gets devalued, and it's just, you know, it's sad because most people don't even know this, and it really sickens me. You know, they're giving with one hand and taking with another. And I suppose a lot of people say, well, they had no other choice. There's always a choice. You know, whether it's the right one or wrong one, there's always a choice. So that is all I have for you in this video. Like I said, I don't care if this video doesn't get any views. Well, I don't care as long as this video gets one view, and that one view is somebody who needs to hear this and really needs to try and get their heads around what's going on here. Then I'm a happy boy. So share this with as many people as possible, you know, because people need to be waking up and realizing that, you know, it's now not profiting you to actually hold your fiat currency. And people won't want me saying that, but it's the truth, and I don't care what your thoughts about it are. You know, I'm here to... the reason I created this channel was because really I know what it's like to not have stuff. I know what it's like to see people have things that are, you know, that you can't afford or that are better than you. And, you know, I've often been accused of being sort of hell-bent on achieving and getting money. It's not money that I want, guys, it's freedom. And I think your slave master switched from beating you with a stick to bribing you with a holiday or a nice car. You know, you're not as free as you perhaps think, because we're all shackled in those financial chains. So that is all I have for you in this video. I'm going to love and leave you. I hope that this message gets out to the people that it needs to. It's just, you know, if nothing else, it's some thought-provoking content that you can maybe have a think about. And like I say, think about that desert island situation where there's 10 of us, we all have $1, we all work very hard and trade amongst each other, and somebody ends up accumulating more and less, and then they just come along and add more to that little ecosystem, and then your hard work gets devalued unoptionally. So that is all I have for you in this video, guys. I'm going to love and leave you. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. We will be talking crypto tomorrow. This directly is linked to cryptocurrencies, and it is really the reason why crypto is going up. But we'll be jumping into some coins tomorrow. I just thought I'd keep it real with you in this video. So I'm going to love and leave you. If you've enjoyed this video, drop me a like. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think. And get subscribed, guys, for more content. This is going to be one of the realest channels out there when it comes to cryptocurrencies, and I'm going to be here into the bear market when the rest of them are gone. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I look forward to seeing you all in the next YouTube video.